Maya loved to paint. Every day she dipped her brush into her paints and brought color to the world around her. She painted flowers, trees, and birds, each stroke filled with joy.
One day, while exploring the forest, I stumbled upon a clearing. In the center, nestled amongst wildflowers, lay a gleaming paintbrush. Its handle was crafted from smooth, dark wood, and its bristles shimmered like spun gold.
Curious, Maya picked up the brush. It felt warm and tingled in her hand. She dipped it into her paint pot, a wave of energy coursing through her as she did. With a deep breath, she began to paint.
To my astonishment, the moment the brush touched the canvas, the butterfly I had painted took flight. Its wings, a kaleidoscope of colors, fluttered gently as it soared into the air.
Maya gasped in delight, her heart brimming with wonder. News of Maya's magical brush spread through her village like wildfire. People would gather outside her cottage, their faces a mix of awe and hope.
My dear child, can you help me? My family will starve without a harvest.
An old farmer whose crops had withered approached Maya with tears in his eyes.
Of course, I will help.
Maya smiled gently and nodded. She dipped her brush into her paints and, with a few careful strokes, painted a field of golden wheat. The moment the last stroke was made, the painting sprang to life. The farmer's face lit up with joy as he beheld the bountiful crop. Word of Maya's kindness reached every corner of the village. Day after day, people would line up, not with requests for riches, but for simple joys and necessities. Not everyone shared in the village's happiness. A greedy merchant, upon hearing tales of the magical brush, grew envious. He craved the power it possessed, believing it to be the key to unimaginable wealth.
Gold, I shall paint mountains of gold.
One night, as Maya slept soundly, the merchant crept into her cottage. He snatched the brush from her bedside table and fled into the darkness, a triumphant smirk upon his face. Eager to test its power, he rushed to the market square.
I shall paint mountains of gold.
He began to paint, but no matter how hard he tried, nothing happened. The brush remained cold and lifeless in his hand. Confused and enraged, he attempted to paint other treasures, jewels, silks, and palaces. But all his efforts were in vain. The magic of the brush seemed to have vanished. The villagers, upon learning of the merchant's actions, were distraught. The brush was more than just a magical tool, it was a symbol of hope and generosity. Meanwhile, Maya had awoken to find the brush gone. She knew in her heart who had taken it and why. With a heavy heart, she set out to confront the merchant.
The brush draws its power from kindness, not greed.
She found him in the market square, still desperately trying to conjure wealth with the now inert brush. Maya approached him, her gaze firm but compassionate.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Ashamed, the merchant hung his head. He realized the error of his ways and returned the brush to Maya, begging for forgiveness.
Remember, true magic lies not in objects of power, but in the kindness we show one another.
With the brush back in her possession, Maya returned to her life of helping others. The villagers, overjoyed, showered her with gratitude, their hearts full of warmth and admiration. And so the magical brush continued to spread joy and wonder throughout the land, a testament to the boundless power of a kind and generous heart.